Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 764, we're going to talk about Targ Nar, Demon Fang Gnoll. We did it. We got there. It only took 29 years with this game, 28. We got a Targ. The inner Trekkie in me loves this. Anyway, for just 2 mana, red and a green, we get a 2/2. Whenever Targ attacks, if you attacked with a total of 6 power or greater this combat, attacking creatures get +1 till end of turn. That's neat. But the big money payoff here is 4 : so we can activate this several times. Double power and toughness until end of turn. That is awesome. Now, this is obviously a problem. I mean, there's 2 ways to go about this. There is the commander damage win, activating this a bunch of times, and then there is the, just outright combat. It is Gruul, so that's kind of what we're doing. Combat either way, right? So, the first category I want to get to is Team Pump. Because he does have a little team pump, you attack with 6 power or greater, everything gets +1. So let's look at our team pumps, right? We have the new Sylvan Anthem, Gaia's Anthem, Gruul War Chant, gives it menace too, the 2 Paragons of Fierce Defiance, because he is red and he is also green, so and can pass out the trample. Good old-fashioned overrun. But most of what I did was based around individual pumping. We want to get that commander up huge. And Heartstone, I know including Heartstone for just 1 card, but that 1 card is our commander. 3 is way easier to do multiple times in a turn than 4. Hence the reason the Heartstone's in there. So, that last, we are spending mana to double his power. So we want to get that power on up there as much as we can. We have a Darksteel Axe, big old Colossus Hammer, because, you put that on there and start doubling, things get nuts. Brute Force, Giant Growth, same card, right? Rancor, Promobello. Now, this may be the first deck I've ever put a Promobello in that's not mono green. But even if it's just +3, that's still... Eternal Warrior. This card does not see a lot of play, I know. Vigilance on this guy, not bad. Especially if you've got the mana left over. They are kind of scared to attack into it. Bull Strength. Not Vigilance, but +2 and untap it. It's a pretty good surprise blocker. Invigorate. If you're going for the commander damage win, I don't care. Gain that 3 life. Right? And it's free. Granite Grip there. Same thing. Claws of Valakut. Increasing Savagery is kind of nice. 5 or 10. We'll get to the mana ramp here in a second. But there's enough to where we can probably do them both. Verdant Embrace. Now, this does both things. It pumps up the commander, right? So that's a base power of 5 now. And then each upkeep, that's everybody's upkeep around the table, we're getting extra team members, right? Might of Oaks with that big old squirrel. Indomitable Might, +3/+3, and may have it assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. That is crazy to put on your commander. Fatal Frenzy. Berserk would be awesome, but I do not have a Berserk. Fatal Frenzy is about as close as I can come to it. And then we have an Ancestral Mask. Now, the Ancestral Mask was kind of a late include because of... I was looking at, all of those enchantments that we're putting on our commander to pump him up, and then our ramp, I was like, well, Utopia Sprawl's pretty decent. Fertile Ground, Colony Heart Expedition, So I was like, Ancestral Mask may not be bad. If it gives +2 or 4, hey, any more than that's just sheer bonus, right? Let's look at the rest of our ramp here. Llanowar Elves. Secure Tribe Elder. Paradise Druid. I like that any color. Because most of our ramp is, of course, green. But, we're probably going to go get mountains. Because it is skewed a little to have a little more forest than a little more mountains in it. But Search for Tomorrow. Explore. Untamed Wilds. Ranger's Path. Wood Elves. And then we get into our 2-color rocks. The Talisman of Impulse. Gruul Signet. Key Rune. Cluestone, and Locket. Now, card draw. Before card draw, there's something else here I want to. Omnath Locus of Rage is in there just because he fits the colors. He creates a team. We have all that land fetching. And I know it doesn't exactly, but it's a 5/5. Granted, it's 7 mana. I don't think that's a problem for this particular deck. But Landfall, get a 5/5. It's not going to be hard to meet that 6 power requirement, Also building a team. Dragonlair Spotter. Cast a spell. An opponent cast a spell. That's going to be some insects. Savage Ventmaw. I have started doing the post-it note thing on the non-English cards because I'm not the only one that plays these decks. A lot of people come when they play and they won't bring decks in, they'll grab one, and if it's a card they don't know what it does, the last thing you want to do is show your card to an opponent across the table and is like, hey, what does this do? So I started doing the little post-it notes thing to try to help the folks that aren't me playing the deck. But Savage Ventmaw is really great. That attack trigger is, because that's what we're wanting to do, is attack. Of course, we got some Lifecrafter's Bestiary. Now, it is cast a creature spell. We don't get to trigger it on token generation. Drishkar's Expertise, probably pretty good. Hunter's Prowess, it does the both things that we're looking for here, right? We are growing the commander and probably drawing an insane amount of cards. Harmonize, because why not? And then Rites of Flourishing, double meat, double cheese is always good. Now, the Gruul Charm, I didn't exactly know where to classify because this is kind of an all-around good card in this particular deck. Creatures without flying can't block? Okay. Gain control of all permanents you own? That's marginal. It'll come up some of the time. Or deals 3 damage to each creature with flying. There again, marginal. It might matter, but creatures without flying can't block. That's pretty sweet. And then we have Atarka's Command. Can't gain lives, can matter. 3 damage to each opponent can matter. Free land drop can matter. And most importantly, it pumps your team and reach. So, some removal. I put the Thrashing Brontodon in there just as a team member, and if we don't need it, we can sack it to disenchant. That's fine. Naturalize. The Naturalized Replacement, Return to Nature. I like it a little better. Acidic Slime is just sweet, sweet. It's a team member. It discourages people from attacking you, and it's a removal spell. Guttural Response. Because anytime I can put a card in a deck that says counter target Cyclonic Rift, I'm going to do it. The Deuce of Calamity. Here again, the 6 power trample. Easy to fulfill the commander's requirements. And, with all of our team pump, there's a good chance it might deal 6 or more damage to a player, and we get to pop that land. Vow of Wildness. Kind of removal, kind of not. But like I'm fond of saying, if the creature on the board is not my problem, then it's not a problem. So I have slapped many of vows on other people's creatures and just, watch the chaos ensue. But in a pinch, we can just put this on our commander, because, I mean, it does grant trample. Plummet, just a generic flying killing spell, and then Shatterstorm. I know we've got some artifacts, but there are times I will give up my few little mana rocks to blank out the Traxos player, right? Sorry, Chris. Now our non-basic lands, of which there are plenty. We're going to start with Kessig Wolfrun, because we're in the colors, pumps the commander. We can pump the commander first and then start doubling. Now, granted, that is pretty mana intensive, but we have some mana generation in this deck. The sack lands to go find the color we're looking for: Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse. Jund and Naya panoramas, putting those in there because it finds either a mountain or a forest. It does not have colors on it, so we can play those. Rogue's Passage, another mana-intensive card, but, it can get there with the commander damage. The Command Tower, Mosswort Bridge. Total Power Tenor Crater doesn't seem like a reach in this particular deck. Now, Karplusan Forest, Rootbound Crag, Firelit Thicket, Gruul Turf, Rugged Highlands, Gruul Guildgate, and Highland Forest. And that's it for Targ. Worf would be proud. But that is red-green. I'm going to play dudes and make them big and turn them sideways. Which is, the pretty Gruul thing to do. I guess you could say it's a grueling deck. 764 is done on the wall. I'm sorry for that. Y'all know I'm a dad and I love dad jokes. Actually, I've leveled up. I'm a granddad with dad jokes. But we appreciate you watching. We'll see y'all tomorrow. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle and cut.